We've had many rally cars this year, and most of which were probably 1/10 scale. The MJX 1/10 scale, the 10303, was rather excellent. A few criticisms I'll get to in a second, but now we have its not a little brother. It's twin brother. Well, they don't look alike either. It's some sort of sibling. Basically, it's the same car, but with a different body on it. My goal is to make it a very different car in this video. We've also seen the Pit Bull, and I really love the way this drives, but it brakes so easy. So, what if we can merge the Pit Bull and the MJX together? And I totally was gonna do that, but here I am jumping in from the future to tell you I didn't need to. The MJX blew me away with just putting a bigger pinion in it. It's probably already in the title, but I am gonna call this MJX the best 1/10 scale rally car of this year. So you'll see me make a few references of putting some new stuff for the H&R parts in that car, but I think you'll see that it really doesn't need it. However, I'm gonna give this car another chance. I'm gonna order the parts and replace them and drive it again. I still think it broke too easily, but we're gonna try it again anyway. In the meantime though, back to the past. Where I left off a second ago. So to start this off, I'm going to do a quick run over inside, make sure there's nothing different, but then I'm gonna do a quick test with it fully stock, except for the biggest pinion gear you can put in it. Check speed, see how much faster it goes, see if it performs just as well or better. Just like the 10303, this one does sit up pretty high. It comes with softer springs. I will probably go ahead and put it on those because I liked it a lot better sitting down and not sitting up so high. But if you're driving this on really rough terrain, having it sit up like that is probably going to be better for you. So these come with offset hinge pin holders so that you can fine tune some stuff, and they also come with body posts so you can put your own bodies on these cars. Street tires come installed on the car, and then you also have off-road rally tires and extra rod ends in case you break any. Metal chassis. This does have some flexible control arms on there. Again, unlike that one, that's the reason it broke. We want that flexibility because it allows, well, flex instead of just breaking. Uses that one body pin in the rear, has magnets, and then the body shell pushes off the front. Really good system. I was weary about this body pin on the bottom. Whoa, don't fall. But it was fine, never pulled out. Body cover, some debris most definitely works its way in, but it's better than nothing, and it's better than the one on the little 1/14 scales. Adjustable gyro underneath the chassis. You do have to pull. I mean, you can reach up in here, but it's really difficult. You pretty much have to pull the body off to adjust the gyro. Separate receiver, cooling fan on the ESC, which is 80 amp, and cooling fan on the motor. It's a sensored motor system, so it's nice and smooth, and it's a 3652 3200 kV. Again, I know I went through all this stuff on this car, but just a quick rehash. Full-size steering servo, power button that you can reach. You can reach your finger up in there and turn it off relatively easily. Oil-filled shocks, and it is pretty well tuned. Not too stiff, not too soft. That's what she said. I've been very happy with this suspension so far, other than the shocks that are on it. It makes it, the springs, I should say, makes it sit up a little too high, but you can fix that. And I'm gonna go ahead and do that because I want this to sit low. Servo saver, aluminum center drive shaft, all metal gears, adjustable camber links, along with adjustable tie rods. What's interesting is this car on pavement, it wasn't as easy to make it go where I wanted to go after it followed through a slide or a drift. It might just be that I didn't adjust the gyro good enough. And yes, this looks so much better with white wheels and slammed down a little bit more on those softer springs. Looks a lot better that way. So I'm just gonna take the motor out, put the biggest pinion that it can handle. So this comes equipped with a 26 tooth. You can drop it down to a 24 for more torque, less high speed. You can go up to a 28 for potentially less torque and more high speed. That is 0.53 mod or 48p. But in that size, I only have a 27 tooth. So I gotta order one, darn it. All right, it's been 3 days. Gears have come in. These are 28 to 32 teeth from OGRC. I got them on Amazon. I think I've heard good stuff about this brand. I'll link them below for you. Let's make sure they work first. Only used blue Loctite on the set screw, 2.5mm motor screws. Relocate to the 28 tooth. I think I'm gonna heat those up a little bit. I don't want them to snap. All right, let's try that. Yeah, there we go. This bottom bolt didn't need the heat. Relocate to the 28 tooth holes and reinstall everything with the 28 tooth pinion. FYI, there are some shims that go under these screws between the brace here and these posts, these blue posts. They have Loctite on them, but you wanna make sure you don't over tighten these screws. They have to stay slightly loose or it'll bind to your steering. So even though this doesn't have a center diff, they did really well tuning the front and the rear. I put the street tires back on it. Okay, so once again, this is stock everything except for the 28 tooth instead of 26 tooth pinion. Whoa, pine cone. Probably kick a few of those out of the way. That'll send us into a tumble. Very lively car. And very touchy steering. Turn that dual rate down some. Oh my gosh, this is... I don't feel like the 10303 was as crazy as this, and it's just 2 teeth. That's interesting. Oh, that was a rock. And, yep, that was a yard rock. It's freezing cold out here. Holy crap. 45. All kinds of stuff happened. Oh, and was it doing that a second ago? It knows it crashed? Oh, actually, that's not bad at all. It looks like the only thing that happened was I bent this hinge pin bracket and the hinge pin came out. The control arm is not broken. The upper shock mount is, and the sway bar is. But that's it. The neighbor has rocks on the edge of their yard, and it seems to have served their purpose. All right, I'm almost done. I've got the new hinge pin in there. I also had a busted bushing. Of course, using the poor Citroen as a donor car, but I just wanted to point out that this upper camber link popped off the ball instead of cracked. And we're back. That took about a half hour, I think. When I saw it bounce off that rock, I figured I'd have broken arms, but no. I'm just gonna drive it around, and then we'll put the other stuff in. Well, pine cone. Wow, that's awesome. Oh, pine cone again. Oh! That was a close one. Oh, look at that. That body pin pulled out. No, it didn't. Just the rubber piece. Well, we'll deal with you later. Oh, ah. Oh. Whee! Okay, so I don't know what I'm gonna do because here I was saying that I was gonna create the car that MJX should have created. I don't know that this needs improvement. I feel like they've already got it here, even without a center diff. But I'm still gonna do one more thing. I still wanna take it on the dirt the way I have it now. So again, totally stock, 28 tooth pinion, dirt. There's only a handful of cars that I've been able to successfully drift around my street like that. To be fair, I haven't tried it on every car, but this one felt like it could do it. A lot of them don't feel like they could do it, and it doesn't cross my mind to try. Once I saw how this was sliding and controlling, and it was controllable, unlike, for whatever reason, I had trouble with that one, I thought, oh, I bet it can do that. And it did do that. and it was awesome. And a lot of that skill level. I have improved my drifting and slideability stuff over the years, but for some reason, when I drove the 10303, I had trouble with it on pavement. What is that about? Maybe, was it just the gyro? Was it the difference in asphalt terraininess? Was something not right with this one maybe? And I did have the gyro adjusted differently, so it could be that. I actually have this set on like 55%. I think this one was around 30. Shut this off. I do feel like it could use a better servo. I think that's kind of part of the reason I might have hit that rock, maybe. Take it on the dirt and see how it does there. All right, here we are. It is so cold today. I think it's only like 30 degrees, but there's a wind chill too. This thing is just driving so flawlessly. All right, but what'd I say? Dirt. We already did the pavement, but there you go. A little asphalt action with off-road tires. Oh, they even salted the concrete. I don't think we're expecting snow. Sturdy. Oh, tumble, landed it. Oh, tumble again. Look at that divot. It hasn't rained in like 3 days and this field is still wet. Oh, God. Notice how this one took a hard tumble in the grass? Oh, man. Always forget that's there. Ooh. And that. I'm not even gonna take the battery out for the trip home. I'm just gonna reach in and shut it off so we can see how much debris made it into the chassis. This was an excellent rally experience. I want to see how much gunk was made it into the chassis and underneath the cover here. Quite a bit of stuff made it in there, that's for sure. Would have been a lot worse without it, but didn't hiccup at all. Nothing got clogged in the steering. Nothing got clogged in the gears. Let's see. There you go. That's how much stuff was in there. This is a 3S soft pack, 5200 milliamp hour with a 30C discharge rating. So this car is durable, this car is fast, and this car handles extremely well. It's probably in the title of the video, but I am now going to call it the best 1/10 rally car of 2025. This is the best 1/7 scale rally car of 2025. MJX has knocked it out of the park. Obviously, they have designed a completely new chassis with this. This is not based off anything else they've ever made. It's brand new. So there's a lot of time and cost invested in this. So I know I had said that I'm going to do a comparison video between the MJX and the newest Relarlo, but I don't think I'm going to because, again, this is that pre-production model, and the way it sits now, the MJX is going to win. It got 45 miles an hour, but it doesn't sound like it really got to the end of its power band. I have a feeling it'd probably get at least 47. Either way, I am definitely happy with 45. And even though it doesn't have a center diff, it handled practically perfectly. There's not really anything I can fault with on the handling. It withstood the tumbling through the grass that this didn't. Again, I am gonna buy the parts and I'm gonna give this one another try because it does deserve it. The tumbles this poor guy took were arguably a little bit worse. So this is also probably one of my favorite clipless body designs. Those magnets back there are really strong. Oh, hold on. The magnets back here are very strong. They hold together really well, and then it is reinforced with the body pin. All I can say is winner, winner, chicken dinner. That was really good timing. Just so you know, if someone mentions chicken dinner, it's probably best to stay quiet.